Hi Charles, my name's Colton and I work here at North Island Nissan, and behind me I've got our 2020 Nissan Rogue. This is the SV Tech package, so it comes with tons of features in it, lots of the safety features. It's got that forward emergency braking, which does actually save you 10% off of your basic insurance too, so it's always a nice bonus there to save you some money. It's got the fog lights down below, there's a 360 camera in it, which I'll show you shortly, blind spot monitors, which I'll also show you where those are located when we come around to the inside. It does use a push button start, and there's a button on the door handle here you can use to lock and unlock the vehicle. Those are on both of the front doors. They have an easy to clean cloth material in here. They use a bit of a nylon mix in there, so if something spills on it, it can wipe away nice and easy. Really cool dash to it. I love the steering wheel in these. And they have Nissan's very, very comfortable zero gravity seats too. I love the seats in these Rogues. They have really good lower back support, which I really appreciate. I broke my back about probably about 3.5 years ago now, and I enjoy a comfortable seat a little more since then. The back seats are really cool for families. There's a decent amount of space. Again, that third seat is a little bit smaller than the other two, but they've got a really cool design to them where they're fully adjustable, and they use a theater style seating system, so these back seats are raised up quite a bit above those front seats, so it gives anyone sitting in the back extremely good visibility. They're fully adjustable too, so this backrest here can either lock straight up like that, or you can move back a little bit or a little bit further, so you can kind of adjust where that's located. I'll go right in the middle for now. And the theater style seating system allows for a little bit more leg room as well, because it goes further to the floor there instead. So I'm about 5'11" myself, and this is with just where the seat was there. Lots of leg room in that front seat still. I'm gonna go to a wide angle lens to give you a little bit of a better view. And I've got tons of space here. I've got probably about a full foot. So leg room wise, definitely no troubles there for getting 3 people into the vehicle. And then for this middle seat, still not too bad. I'm going to recline this backrest back a little bit. So it's still not bad here. There is that little hump because it's an all-wheel drive vehicle, so there's a drivetrain in the middle there. But you can definitely make do with it. I'm again a full-size person. I'm not a 10-year-old sitting back here, so I take up a little bit more space. I do just fit between these kind of seat buckles there. Definitely not the most comfortable for a full-size person back here if you're doing regular driving, but for I believe you said it was kind of in and around 10 years old, a little bit older, and a little bit younger, it might not be too bad, especially if you're not going too far at any given time. Definitely not quite as much space as a van, but they've got really good headroom. Again, I'm about 5'11", and headroom's definitely not a problem. This is with the seat fixed a little bit straighter up too. So the headroom's really good in the Rogues, especially in the front seats because they're a little bit lower as well, but not too bad for space back here. See if I can give you kind of an overall view. So not too bad. I'll show you the back real quick. Zoom back in. The cargo space for these vehicles is really cool as well. This one does have the tech package, so it's got that power lift gate on it. There is a button on the key fob that you can use to open and close this too. And then this is really neat. So you've got the privacy cover back here. If you need to cover anything up, this just slides out and it'll cover anything that you have in the back. If you're not using this, it slides out just like a toilet paper roll. You pop that end out, and then you can pull the whole thing out. And then back here, we've got these 2 panels. Somebody had them flat on the floor there, which will give you the most amount of space. This is kind of the neutral position for them, so you get a ton of storage space underneath this, as well as this back panel. So it works really well for myself. I've got a German Shepherd dog that fits in the back of my vehicle, and he sits on top of these platforms, and then I still get the storage space underneath him, which is really nice. The other things you can do with this is this can go straight up and down. So if you have anything that might be rolling around, it creates a pocket in here so it can't go anywhere. Or if you want to separate your groceries or just keep them kind of all stacked up and behind there so they can't fall over or anything like that, it's really versatile in regards to that. And then the last thing you can do is this back one can actually create a shelf up top there. So if you have, say, a ton of cargo room, if you are doing a trip across Canada or something like that, you can get some cargo underneath that. You can pile some on top, and then you get a ton of cargo space with it. The seats do fold down flat with the back area as well. I'll fold this seat down real quick in case you don't have the grandkids back here. So you got that, and I'm going to put the camera down for just a moment because I'm going to show one more thing as well. So with this folded up, the seat's actually fully adjustable too, so you can slide it all the way forward as well as all the way back. I'm going to do that real quick. So you can see it slid all the way up to the front seat there. Gives you more storage space in the back if you ever need it. And then I'll slide it all the way back. There you go, a bit more space there. So that's totally customizable. I'm just gonna close the hatch real quick. Again, there's that button on the door handle to lock and unlock it. We've got our power locks, windows, and mirrors. It is a full power driver's seat with lumbar control in the driver's side. It does have the cruise control. This vehicle does take the cruise control one step further, which it'll actually follow the flow of traffic. So it'll match this person's in front of you speed. So it doesn't just stay set at the setting you set for it. It'll actually adjust to the flow of traffic. And then the ProPilot Assist, which is the blue button there, it'll actually do the steering for you. On a day like today where it's raining out there, it won't actually work. It has to clearly see the lines on the road to be able to do it safely. But it'll just say it won't activate on a rainy day like today. But as long as the camera can see the lines on the road and it's not obstructed at all, it'll actually steer you in between the lines on the road. It looks at both at the same time and tries to pivot you right in the middle of them. So they do a really, really good job with that. They've got their fuel economy markers up here. You can get tire pressures up on that screen in front. There's a sport mode and an eco mode if you want to get less power to save on fuel or more power for better acceleration. It has heated seats. There's a heated steering wheel here as well. There is all-wheel drive lock. So it is an automatic all-wheel drive, but if you know you're going to be driving in 4 or 5 feet of snow, you can lock it right in if you need to. And then one other thing I wanted to show you here is the backup camera in it. So the backup camera, they used a backup camera plus a 360 camera. So the backup camera's on the left-hand side there, just works like normal. If I move the steering wheel, there's going to be orange lines that show you where you're pointing and kind of where you're going to end up. So those are the predictive course lines. And then on the right-hand side, I'll show you where the cameras are. So they're actually off the bottom of the side mirrors here. So if I wave my hand under here, you'll be able to see it in the camera. And so it uses those cameras on the side and one on the front to pretty much show you exactly where you're positioned. So as I go back into this parking spot here, if I were to go crooked at all, you'd be able to see if you're crooked. You can see if you're over further to one side than the other. You can straighten yourself out, and you can get backed right up to the curb because you can see exactly where it is there. And I know the bumper is a little bit high on this, so I can pull over it a little bit. So really, really cool backup camera. It makes parking super easy. If you're in drive, you can hit the camera button, and instead of the backup camera, it's going to show you the front of the vehicle there instead. So if you're pulling into a parking spot going forward, you do have to be going less than 7 kilometers an hour. So it is made for parking, but you can actually see how close your front bumper is to the curb as well. So really, really cool feature there. I love that one. There's a dual climate control, so you can set a different temperature for each side of the vehicle instead of it just being stuck with the one temperature. There's an electronic parking brake. On the key fob as well, you will find there is the remote start. So that's that button right at the top there. It is an intelligent remote start, so it'll actually sense the temperature outside and automatically adjust the inside temperature according to that. So if everything's frosted over in the morning, your windshields are all frosted, it's going to automatically turn your front windshield defrosters on. It'll do your rear windshield defroster, your heated mirrors, and if it's cold enough, it'll even turn your heated steering wheel on too. And then same thing, it'll do the opposite in the summertime. So if it's smoking hot out, no matter what temperature you had set beforehand, if it's smoking hot, it's going to automatically turn your air conditioning on for you. So that's really nice too. It's a little bit less running around there. You don't need to run in and check and see what the temperature's at. And it does have a big, I'll go to a wide angle lens, kind of give you a full view of the dash here real quick. Again, I love the steering wheel in this car. They've got a nice leather wrap to keep this clean down here as well, instead of getting dirt into all the cracks when it's just a plastic slider. They've got a nice big panoramic sunroof, stretches all the way to the back seats. This front panel does open, and there is a power slider. That slider you can stop at any point in the way, so you can open it however much, but if there's a grandkid complaining about sun in his eyes, you can close that up, but if you still like some light, you can keep the front half of it open or something like that. So it's a really, really nice car. If there's anything else on this vehicle that I can show you, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to put another video together for you. But I really hope you enjoyed this one, and have a great rest of your day. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to pause it for one moment, and I'm going to introduce my coworker Colin, who's going to be able to help you out on Saturday, because again, I'm moving houses and I'm unfortunately not going to be able to come in to meet you. But he's a really good guy. I've been here for almost 6 years myself. He has been here for 6 years, so he's very experienced, knows these vehicles like the back of his hand too. So just one moment and I'll introduce. All right, and this is my coworker Colin. He's going to be able to help you out on Saturday there. He's coming all the way up from Tofino, and he's got that Chrysler van for trade in there. Pacifica, yeah. So yeah, I just did a walk around video of him there. Colin's going to be able to help you out when you arrive at noon on Saturday. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye, Charles.